That's it! The Miami Heat have won the Eastern Conference Championship.
The Miami Heat, for the second year in a row, Eastern Conference champions.
For the third season in a row, the Miami Heat are headed to the NBA Finals.
For the fourth consecutive year, the Miami Heat are heading to the NBA Finals. First team in 27 years to accomplish the feat.
LeBron James took his talents to South Beach in 2010, and the Heat have not missed the finals since. Miami, beasts of the East for a fourth straight season.
That's right. The Bulls, the Celtics, and now the Pacers twice have all fallen under LeBron's Eastern Conference reign, culminating with the Game 6 destruction on Friday. The thing about it's never personal, it's just business. Not true. Friday in Miami, it was personal, and LeBron is finished doing business with the Indiana Pacers. The anthem played, and LeBron said, let's go, or let it go. Here's Khalifa. LeBron getting after Lance Stevenson early. Blows by him. Keep an eye on Stevenson. Elbow appears to get into LeBron right after the play, and they keep going at it. A few plays later, LeBron wants more. The paint, we show you, wide open. And so LeBron takes advantage, splits defenders, goes right to the rack. Lay-in's good shortly after. Off the inbound pass, the paint again. Wide open. Work on your game. Stevenson not going to stop him. After a free throw, the Heat up 13-9. Later in the first, Stevenson playing some offense, sets himself up. He's 3 of 6 from three-point range, made that. Another look, LeBron all up in his life. After the play, Stevenson then gets into LeBron, touches his face after LeBron takes exception, walks toward him. Nothing crazy, words were spoken. Can't be taken back. Minute to play in the first. LeBron, baseline, good. 11 points in the first, 5 of 7 shooting from the floor. Big change from the last game when he had all that foul trouble. Stevenson, rather physical second quarter. Paul George attempts to save the loose one. Crime scene, got into Norris Cole right in the face. First it looked like he was making an attempt on the ball. Less so there. Flagrant foul number 1 will be called on Stevenson. Heat up 21. No answers from Indiana. George Hill shoots it in the direction of the basket. LeBron, sweet little pass. And D-Wade just doing math. Another look. Heat up 60-34 at the half. This is the second largest halftime lead off memory in conference finals over the last 15 years. So here's Mike Breen asking Jeff Van Gundy what he would say if he were the coach.
What do you say to your team if you're Frank Vogel at halftime?
We had a good year. Bring it in.
Well, that's about that. Third quarter, garbage time. LeBron, Bosh. Bosh was 10 of 14 from the floor. Easy when you do that. He had 25. Heat up 73-45. LeBron still going after it. And in a devastating way, the Miami Heat put away the Indiana Pacers 117-92. Bosh hugs it out with Alonzo Mourning. LeBron and Stevenson will meet again. The Heat meet someone in the NBA Finals. There was just one lead change in this game. Early on, Pacers had a little lead, but once the Heat got it, never gave it up. Shooting nearly 60% from the floor kind of helped out, and the inspiration from what had gone on previously maybe did as well. Here they are talking after.
Yeah, we don't take this moment for granted. We're going to celebrate tonight because it doesn't happen every year. I mean, we've been fortunate enough to be a part of this 4 straight times.
We always talk about not taking it for granted from day one. So just really putting in the work, as hard as it may be. We know it's a very long season. It has its rewards in the end if we stick together and do what we're supposed to do.
Hopefully our fans in Miami, our supporters, don't take this for granted neither. You know, this is not nothing that happens every day. But we've worked as a unit. We've sacrificed as individuals to be in this moment, in this position. So we understand, where we at right now. But, I mean, it's still crazy, too.
We have a lot more work to do. This is fine and all, but this is not what we want. It's only another stepping stone to our ultimate goal.
LeBron James, we saw him in the highlights, led the way for the Heat, 8-12 from the floor. Highest field goal percentage for him in a potential series-clinching game in his postseason career. James scored a playoff career low 7 points in Game 5 with all those fouls. Bounced back with 25 in the clincher while making 66.7. That's the math in this one. Here's Frank Vogel from the other side.
It's bitterly disappointing to fall short of our goals. And it's bitterly disappointing to lose to this team 3 years in a row. But we're competing against the Michael Jordan of our era, the Chicago Bulls of our era. And you have to tip your hats to them for the way they played this whole series.
You know, it's these moments. It's the Game 2 moments, this Game 6 moment. Just eludes us.
I have no regrets. I'm very passionate about basketball. I'm very competitive. I love to show my will and my heart when I'm on the floor. And sometimes I tend to do things that's out of control, but it's within the basketball, and it's just my heart and my competitiveness to win the game.
You know, in order for us to, beat this team, we got to play like champions. And, more times than not, we didn't do so.
So the Pacers are the third team since the merger to lose in the conference finals in consecutive years to the very same team. Hasn't happened since the Bulls fell to the bad boy Pistons in '89 and '90. Good 30 for 30. The Bulls came back to win 3 straight titles. Of course, this Pacers team doesn't have Michael Jordan. Sage Steele's all over the case with their NBA friends.
A sellout crowd of more than 20,000 people exiting American Airlines Arena after witnessing a true beatdown by the home team. A 25-point win, and it really wasn't even that close, guys.
Prime 112, table for 4, Miles.
There they go.
He's coming.
As the Heat impose their will on the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Welcome inside, where it's a little bit more quiet, composed. But wow, the energy in here all night was absolutely amazing. Bill Simmons, Doug Collins, and Jalen Rose. Coach Collins, I don't think you're too surprised with what you saw from the Heat, but what is it that impressed you the most?
Well, we figured LeBron James, after the game he had in Game 5, would come out and immediately put his stamp on the game, which is what he did. First quarter, driving to the basket, getting into the paint with his scoring, and then he'll beat you with his passing. Look at this pass to Shane Battier for the open 3 in the corner, and then he follows it up with defense. So triple threat from him, did whatever was necessary. And I thought at the end of the first quarter, they had sort of stolen the heart and the game of the Indiana Pacers, and the rest was just a formality.
The Heat would never admit this, but I think they were annoyed by Game 5. I think they were annoyed by the refs. I think they were annoyed by the land stuff, and they came out like champs do. They blew him out of the building. LeBron was lasered in the whole time. You could see it. He's the best player in the world. The fact that they're getting this Rashard Lewis resurrection, they just do this again and again. This has been the theme of the 4-year run. It's these guys are dead at the end of the bench, and what's the thing where you jolt them?
The taser?
Cattle prod? No, whatever. A taser. Whatever that's called. They taser
My
them.
heart started.
I know what you're trying to say.
Doug. But they just have been able to do it over and over again. And their bench isn't any better than anybody else's bench, but they're able to get these guys going.
The Heat have 2 of the top players in our league on the perimeter, obviously, and superstars LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. The constant up front is Chris Bosh. They start playing a lot of minutes with Chris Anderson, who had 10 rebounds today. Then you'll start Udonis Haslem. Then you'll start Rashard Lewis. And all of a sudden, this guy has become a matchup nightmare, making threes, scoring 2s, getting rebounds. He was a difference maker this entire series. He was a matchup problem also.
And they mastered the small ball that Atlanta had done so well in round 1. And if you're watching this Western Finals, San Antonio had to do that to get back in the Oklahoma City series. So Miami's ready to play small ball against that team, Coach.
Well, that's what this game felt like, too. A Western Conference final, which has been won by an average of, 20.5 points per game. So the celebration is on and will continue here in Miami as the Heat, wow, get it done emphatically. They're going back to the finals for the 4th straight time, and they got a nice break, too. Game 1 of the finals, not until next Thursday.
So as we showed you, the Heat in a 4th straight NBA Finals doesn't happen often. The first team to do it, the Celtics, who actually made it 10 straight from 57 through 1966, led by Bill Russell. They won the title 9 times in that span. Didn't happen again until the Lakers and the King had that 4-year run, 82 to 85, along with Irvin Johnson and Showtime, titles in 82 and 85. Overlapping with that run was the one by the Celtics, who made it 4 straight from 84 through 1987. Larry Legend, along with Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, the Chief, got titles in 84 and 86. And now it's LeBron and company, losing to the Mavericks in 2011 before winning back-to-back titles. The Heat seeking to become the first team to three-peat since the Lakers. Here's Michael Wilbon.
We've been comparing this Miami team historically to great teams like you guys were just doing, and that is completely fair to compare them. Also, we've been comparing LeBron increasingly to Larry Bird. You know, there was a big debate about whether he's as great at small forward as LeBron as Larry Bird is, and how he compares to Michael Jordan. To do that, when you are sort of stifled in a previous playoff game, no matter what the circumstances are, officiating, foul trouble, bad game, whatever it is, opponent, Lance Stevenson, you come back and you crush that opponent. That's what Bird did. That's what Jordan did. That's what, going back in time, the great players did in conference finals and finals. That's what I expected from LeBron James tonight. That's what he did. He personally, he didn't have to have huge numbers. He had big numbers when they counted early. He crushed Indiana, particularly their spirit. And this is what you expect from the great players, and this is what you expect from a great team. And when you are doing something where you're only one in 27 years, that speaks to your greatness.
I'm going to wow you with my statistical prowess. The Heat has won 12 straight playoff games following a loss. Miami is 19-5 after a postseason loss in the Big Three era. Miami improved to 10-0 at home in potential series-clinching games in the last 4 seasons. And Eric Spoelstra joins Pat Riley as the only coaches to win 10 straight series clinchers at home in NBA history. Yep.
And we have much more from Miami when Sportscenter returns. The King, LeBron James, getting the last laugh as the Pacers fail to beat the Heat yet again.